Now let us do some problems of 12.2. Now before taking again a proportion, proceeding further. Now before proceeding toward the proportion, again let me tell you what is meaning of ratio. Ratio means comparison by division. Ratio means comparison by division. So comparison by division, here A is to B means ratio of A and B. That is A by B. A is antecedent and B is consequent. Now in addition to that, you know that the ratio require the same units and same type of quantities. If units of the quantities are different, then we have to convert into same units. Next is we can find the equivalent ratio by multiplying numerator and denominator by same number. So when we multiply the given ratio, numerator and denominator by same number, we get the ratio having different antecedent and consequent, but these ratios are equivalent ratios, means these ratios are equal ratios. Here is one example of this is what say 5 by 10. 5 by 10 is ratio of 5 and 10, 5 is to 10. If we divide 5 and 10 by 5, then we get 1 by 2. So 5 by 10 and 1 by 2 these are the equivalent ratio or equal ratio. So 5 by 10 that is equal to 1 by 2, and these two ratios are equal. Then what we say that 5 is to 10 is proportional to 1 is to 2. So proportionality means if two ratios are equal, then these two ratios are said to be in proportion. Here 3 is to 6, that is equal to 1 is to 2. 3 is to 6 means if we divide the numerator and antecedent and consequent by 3, then we get 1 and 2, 1 is to 2. So 3 is to 6 that is equal to 1 is to 2, and therefore 3 is to 6 that is proportional to or equal to 1 by 2. So this is what say 3 is to 6 proportion to 1 is to 2, 1 is to 2. Here 3 is to 6, 1 is to 2, these four terms are in proportion. This is equal to our proportion sign, there is 4 dots are there. Then this 3 is first term, 6 is second term, it is third term, it is fourth term. The first term and fourth terms are called the mid terms. No, first term and fourth term are called the extreme terms. First term and fourth terms are called the extreme terms, and the second and third term are called the mean term or mid terms. These are called the mean terms or mid terms. Again I am telling you 3 is to 6 proportional to 1 is to 2. Then this 3 and this 2 are called the extreme term. These are the extreme terms, means terms and at the end, and these are the middle term. These are the middle terms, and their name is it is middle term or mean terms. So here are some examples. 8 by 22. If we divide 8 by 4 and 22, this 8 by 22, this 8 by 22, if we divide 8 by 2 and 22 by 2, because SCF of 8 and 22 is 2, then 8 divided by 2 gives 4, 22 divided by 2 that is 11. So 8 by 22 equivalent of this is 4 by 11. Similarly 12 by 33 that gives the 12 by 33, that if you divide this by 3 and this divided by 3, it gives the 4 is to 11. So this 8 by 22 and 12 by 33, these are the ratios are in proportion. These two ratios are in proportion because their ratio, their simplified form, that is 4 by 11. So 8 by 22 and 12 by 33 are in proportion, and these are in proportion with 4 is to 11, means 1, 2, 3. All these three ratios are in proportion. All these three ratios are in proportion. Now let us do some problems of 12.2. First problem. Now what we have to determine the following, whether these are four terms are in proportion or not. We can have proportion by division method also. We can have proportion by, we can verify by multiplication method also. first of all, let us take division method. So these are first two terms, and these are two extreme terms, and these are two middle terms. So 15 is to 45, 15 and 45, these have got SCF of 15. So we have to divide 15 by 15 and 45 by 15, that gives 1 by 3. 40 by 120, SCF of these two terms is 40. So we have to miss 40 common in 40 and 120. If we divide this consequent antecedent and consequent by 40, then it gives 1 by 3. It means that 14 by 15, that is proportional to 40 is to 120. So these four terms are in proportion. This proportion can be checked by another method also. If we multiply extreme terms and mean terms, the product must be equal. 15 by 120, that is equal to 1800. 45 by 40, that is equal to 1800. So 15 by 120 and 45 by 40, that product is equal. It means that these are the proportion terms. So this 15, 45, 40 and 120. Let us take problem number B. This 33 by 121. SCF of 33 and 121, that is equal to 11. So if you divide by 11, that reduces to 3 is to 11. 9 by 9 and 96. 9 by 96. SCF is 9. SCF is 3. If we divide this numerator and denominator by 3, then it gives 3 by 32. So 3 by 11 not equal to 3 by 32. It means that 3, 33, 121, 9 and 96 are not in proportion. So in this case, you can check also 33 and 96 you do product, 121 and 9 you do product. You find that this extreme term product and middle term product are not equal. Here in this case, C case, 24 by 28, that reduced to 6 by 7. 36 by 48, that reduced to 3 by 4. Means 6 by 7 not equal to 3 by 4. It means that these four terms are not in proportion. In this case, 32 by 48, that reduced to 2 by 3. 70 by 120, that reduced to 1 by 3. So it means that 2 by 3 not equal to 1 by 3. So these terms are not also in proportion. But here 4 by 6 reduced to 2 by 3, and 8 by 12, that is also reduced to 2 by 3. So these are four terms are in proportion. You can check whether this 33, 44, 75 and 100 are in proportion or not. I have already told you that this is what's a proportion sign. Equal to sign is there, but this equal to sign is also we can use, but here this 4 dot represent proportion side. So we have to check whether these four terms are in proportion or not. Means 16 by 24, whether it is in proportion to 20 is to 30. You already know one of the method by division, means 16 by 24, whether it is equal to 20 by 30. That is one of the method. Another method is we can do product of extreme terms, that is 16 by 30, that is 480, and 24 by 20 product of middle term, that is 480. If these products are equal, product of extreme term and product of middle terms are equal, here 480, it means that this statement is true that 16 is to 24 proportion with 20 is to 30. Similarly, in this second case, product of these two extreme term is 210. 6 and 35 product is 210. Again, product becomes same. So this is also correct proportion. In next, 12 into 12, that is 144. 18 into 28, 504. 144 not equal to 504. So these four terms are not in proportion. So similar manner, by using multiplication method, you can find this D, E and F problem. You can check this problem by division method also. Here 8 by 9, 24 by 7. If we reduce, that also become 8 by 9. With these four terms are in proportion, you can check by multiplication method and as well as division method also. Next problem number third, 40% to 100%. Ratio of this 40% and 200% is 1 by 5. 15 and 75 rupees ratio become 1 by 5. Means this statement is true that 40% and 200% ratio, that is equal to 15 rupees and 75 rupees. In second case, 7.5 liters and 15 liters, that ratio become 1 by 2. 5 liter and 5 kg and 10 kg ratio become 1 by 2. Means these two ratios are equal. It means that this is also statement is also true. Here 99 by 45, that become 11 by 5. 44 by 20, that is also become 11 by 5. Means this statement is also correct. Here 32 by 64, that become 1 by 2. 6 second by 12 second, that is also 1 by 2. So D statement is also true. Now you can find yourself whether this statement E of this third question is true or false. Proportion method gives rise to unitary method. Unitary method means first of all we have to find the whatever may be given quantity, we have to find the unit. Means for unit what is the answer of that particular. Suppose for say example first, unitary method means we have to find for the 1. Cost of 7 meter cloth is 294. Find the cost of 5 meter cloth. So in the unitary method what we do, first of all we find the cost of units. Unit means for the 1 meter. 7 meter cloth cost 294, means 1 meter cloth cost 294 by 7. Whatever may be answer, that is the cost of 1 meter cloth. And cost of 5 meter cloth, that is multiplied by 5, that is rupees 210. Now let us take another problem of unitary method. Again I am telling you, unitary method we have to find whatever may be, that is for the 1. Ekta earned 1500 rupees for 10 days. How much she earned in 30 days? We cannot directly find in the unitary method. First of all, we find the earning of this Ekta for the 1 day. So Ekta's earning for 10 days 1500. So Ekta's earning for the 1 day, that is 1500 divided by 10, that is 150. And therefore earning of Ekta for 30 days, that is multiplied to 30, that gives rupees 4500. That is 4500. Again I am telling you, this Ekta's earning for the 10 days 1500. So for Ekta's earning for the 1 day is 1500 divided by 12, that is 150. So her earning for 30 days, that is equal to 150 multiplied by 30, that is equal to 4500 rupees. Next method, if it has rained 276 millimeters in last 3 days, how many centimeter rain will fall in week for 7 days? So first of all we have to find for the 1 day. Rain for 3 days 276 millimeter. So rain in 1 day rainfall is 276 by 3 millimeter. And for the rain for the 7 days, that is equal to 276 into 3 multiplied by 7. That gives the 64.4 centimeter. 64.4 centimeter. That is 644 millimeter. 64.4 centimeter. Now fourth problem, cost of 5 kg of wheat 30 rupees 50 paise. What will cost of 8 kg and what quantity of wheat purchased for is 61 rupees. 5 kg cost wheat cost 30.5 rupees, 30 rupees and 50 paise. So cost of 1 kg wheat equal to 30 rupees 50 paise divided by 5. And if this is for the 1 kg, so if you multiply it by 8, then 48 rupees and 80 paise, that is cost of 8 kg wheat. 8 kg wheat. Now in the unitary method, suppose we want to find how much we can purchase for 61 rupees. First of all we have to find the how much we purchase for rupees 1. For for 5 kg we have to spend 30 rupees 50 paise. So for rupees 1 we get for rupees 1 we get how much kg? 30 rupees 50 paise divided by 30 rupees 50 paise. This 5 divided by 30 rupees 50 paise. 5 by 30 rupees 50 paise. And that is why for 61 rupees what we get 5 divided by 30 rupees 50 paise multiplied by 61. That gives the 10 kg wheat that we can purchase for 61 rupees. 61. What 5 kg we can purchase by 30 rupees 50 paise. So for 1 rupees it is 5 divided by, it is not 530, 5 divided by 30 rupees 50 kg. And that is for 61 rupees, 5 into 61 divided by 30.5 kg. That is 10 kg answer. Now in fifth problem, temperature drop 15 degrees Celsius in last 30 days. The rate of drop remains same. How many degree temperature will drop in next 10 days? So what happened? Temperature drop 15 degrees Celsius in last 30 days. Means in 30 days the temperature drop 15 degrees Celsius. So in one day 15 divided by 30, 15 divided by 30, that is equal to 15 divided by 30 degrees Celsius, that is 0.5 degrees Celsius drop per day. And in last 10 days quantity of temperature drop, that is equal to 15 by 30, that is for the one day, into 10. This quantity becomes 0.5 into 10, that is equal to 5 degrees Celsius. So temperature drop in last 10 days, that is equal to 5 degrees Celsius. Shana pays rupees 7,500 as a rent for 3 months. How much does she has to pay for whole year's rent per month remains same? Rent per month remains same. So this is 7,500. 7,500 is the rent for 3 months. 7,500 is the rent for 3 months. So rent for month, that is equal to 7,500 divided by 3, that is equal to 2,500. And for 12 months, this 7,500 divided by 3, that is rent per month, into 12, that gives rupees 30,000. So she paid rupees 30,000 yearly rent. She paid yearly rent rupees 30,000. Problem number 7, problem number 8, then this problem number 9th, this problem number 10th, this problem number 11th. Do yourself.